At one point early on, I started to get up from the sofa, Jordal told Wisconsin Watchdog. I told the deputy who was guarding us that I wanted to call my lawyer. She backed me down on the sofa and told me I could not call anyone. So if you're the Democrats who have railed all afternoon against this bill, that means you don't believe in a person's right to call their lawyer when they're being confronted by this government, by law enforcement. You're okay with the tactics that were employed by the SS and the Nazis in World War II, and Pol Pot, and every other regime. Okay? Yeah, no, we're talking terrorizing people in their own homes, Mr. Speaker. We're talking terrorizing people in their own homes, the fabric of why this country was founded. But this happened in America. If we were reading a story about World War II and all these exact same incidents were in there, we would believe that we were talking about Germany. But this happened in America. And when she opened the door...
For what purpose does the lady from the 79th seek recognition?
Point of personal privilege, Mr. Speaker.
State your privilege.
My privilege is I just want to be sure that I'm hearing this correctly, and I don't even know where to start. So just give me, I've never done this before. Did the gentleman that is speaking from the 12th, I think? 15th, thank you so much. I'm just really rattled. Did you just compare my Dane County deputies to Nazis? I don't know if that's what he did. It sounded like to me that he did, and I hope he doesn't truly mean that, because I back the badge.
That's also not a point of personal privilege.
Is it, or is it not?
It is not.
Oh, thank you very much then.
I think two of the members of this body, in all honesty and quite frankly, owe the law enforcement community of Wisconsin a huge apology. And I speak from personal experience. Who here has ever executed a search warrant? Guess what? The way those search warrants were executed is standard practice by law enforcement in this state. You go in armed. I'm offended by it, quite frankly. And I think you might have a member or two that's a former police officer over there. They should know better than to allow you to speak that way. That is the way you execute search warrants. I've done no-knock warrants. I've done regular warrants. But that's the way you do them. And to make the comparison to Nazi Germany and jackbooted thugs and all that, these are law enforcement officers. Those were duly issued and executed search warrants signed by a judge. It wasn't just being done on a whim. Good grief, what have we come to in this body? And I can tell you, there's one of the rules of political discourse is when you resort to labeling your opponents as Nazis and comparing them to the Russians and the communists, it means you probably lost the argument. Because you're engaged in what I think the speaker rightly said is hyperbole, right? So let's not compare law enforcement officers executing search warrants signed by judges to Nazis anymore in this body. Good grief. If somebody said that about officers in the district I represented, I would be deeply offended. I'm deeply offended as a former police officer, period. And cry me a river if you're a criminal suspect and you don't like having a search warrant executed. Boo-hoo-hoo. You break the law, you can expect to have cops come knocking.